Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, and today we've got a little bit of a different kind of video. I've been posting videos on YouTube, I don't even know how many years now. And as I said, I've never posted anything like this before, but this type of content, I do like it. I like other YouTubers' content who make similar videos to this. I like to listen to their opinions, and I thought this topic in particular is particularly close to my heart. So I thought I'll give it a go and just put my opinion out there on the internet for the world to see. It may not shock you to hear, but I am a Liverpool fan. I've been a Liverpool fan my whole life. I'm a Liverpool fan because my dad was a Liverpool fan and I didn't have a choice. But yes, I am a Liverpool fan, and my favourite Liverpool player at the time of recording this video, you may have put two and two together, is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Just in case for some reason you didn't believe me, I have a Trent Alexander-Arnold shirt right here. It's seen better days. It kind of got ruined in the washing machine. And I also have the England shirt from the last Euros. Who wore number 8? It was Alexander-Arnold. Let's hang the shirts up. Look at that. Oh, yes. Right. Now, obviously, the news has come out recently that Trent is leaving Liverpool. As a Liverpool fan, I've known this was coming for a while. I didn't expect Trent to stay. And also, I didn't really hate him for it. I didn't really have a problem with it, to be honest. I could understand his reasoning. He has obviously received a lot of backlash online, and a lot of Liverpool fans have turned against him and called him Judas. And in their defence, true Scouse Liverpool fans treat the club like it's their own family. One of the most passionate fan bases in the world. As I'm sure you figured out by now, I am not a Scouse man. I've never lived in Liverpool. I can't even imagine the feeling Trent has being a Scouse boy playing for Liverpool, and I can't imagine Scouse Liverpool fans how much they wish they were in Trent's position right now and what they would do if they were in Trent's position right now. But they're not, and that's the reality that all of these people have to come to. As I have mentioned, as a lifelong Liverpool fan and as a man who idolises Trent Alexander-Arnold, I can understand why he's leaving. First of all, he's won everything there is to win at Liverpool Football Club. He's won Champions League, Premier League. When Trent was growing up, coming through the academy, the Premier League was miles away. We were never going to win that. The last Champions League we won was back in 2005. We got the occasional FA Cup and League Cup, but trophies weren't a massive part of the Liverpool team that Trent grew up with. And to be fair, I know that because I grew up at a similar time. I have watched terrible players put on Liverpool shirts. Truly tragic individuals. I've seen possibly the worst front three the Premier League has ever seen. So the fact that Trent has come through, he's turned into one of the best right backs in the league, and he's won every trophy there is possible. And as well as that, he's also near the top for Premier League assists. But I think the issue that most Liverpool fans have is the manner in which he left the club. Most fans, and this includes myself as well, are unhappy that he left for free. And also the fact that he was apparently talking to Madrid for the last year, which doesn't show a lot of loyalty towards the club, and I think that's what most people have an issue with. Compare him, for example, to Felipe Coutinho, who also left Liverpool to move to Spain, but this time joining Barcelona. He knew he wanted to move, his head was already in Barcelona, but he signed a new contract, which meant that Barcelona had to pay £140 million to complete the signing. And Liverpool used that £140 million to buy Van Dijk and Alisson. Two of our best performing players for the last 7-8 years were bought because Coutinho left. And Trent, being, I think he's 26, one of the best right backs in the world, and wanted by Real Madrid, if he'd signed a new contract as well, could have been 50, 60, maybe even 70 million again, which we could have used to strengthen the rebuild that I think is going to happen. But obviously, from an outsider looking in, there's clearly an issue with contracts at Liverpool. Salah can't sign a new one, Van Dijk can't sign a new one, Trent refused to sign a new one, and I assume it's because they're just really stingy. I don't know this to be true, but I did see somewhere that apparently Conor Bradley's on 10 grand a week. For any other normal job, outrageous money. I'd take 10 grand a week in a heartbeat. But when you're playing at the top level, literally the top level, because they are currently top of the table, top level Premier League football, one of the best right backs in the league, compare Conor Bradley to Reece James, for example. Considering Reece James is always injured, he's playing a lot more and a lot better than Reece James is currently. I'm not saying he's a better player than Reece James, but because Reece James can't play football 75% of the time, Conor Bradley is on par with Reece James. However, I can imagine that Reece James is paid at least 10 times more a week than Conor Bradley is. And the same is probably true for Trent, for Salah and for Van Dijk. At the end of the day, football is a job, and if someone is getting paid 10 times more than you are to do the exact same job, probably to a lower standard than you are, you would want to leave as well. That's the way I see it. I can understand why Trent didn't want to sign a new contract. I can understand why he wants to move, because he's moving to the biggest club in the world. Like, there's no debate. Real Madrid are the biggest club in the world. The number of times they've knocked us out of the Champions League, I'm never going to like them as a club, but I can understand that they are the biggest club in the world. And of course as well, a bit of a joke has been made about it, but he is also going to go and play with Jude Bellingham, who is obviously one of his best mates. He gets to go to Real Madrid, probably get a lot more money, and play football with one of his best mates in sunny Spain rather than in miserable England. If you look at it like that, I can understand. If Trent had signed a new deal but still ended up leaving, and we'd got 65, 70 million would have been a dream, I don't think people would have as much of an issue with it as they do. But the problem now is a lot of Liverpool fans are not happy, and this can go one of two ways. Option one is we still somehow win the league despite all of this unrest in the dressing room. Trent leaves us on a high as a Premier League winner, and he's won every trophy at the club, and he goes on to Real Madrid. Fair play. Or option two is that the dressing room is completely disrupted by this transfer news, and we somehow throw away a 12-point lead and become the biggest bottle jobs in Premier League history. I did mention I'm a Liverpool fan. I forgot to mention I'm also very pessimistic, and I think option two is what's likely going to happen. All in all, I've waffled for quite a long time, but to bring me back to my main points, I don't mind that Trent has left. I don't think he should be getting as much stick as he's getting. He's won everything with the club. He's given everything to the club. He's become one of the best fullbacks, if not players, the club has ever seen. And to be honest, loyalty in this day and age is very hard to come by, especially when Real Madrid want you, and especially when rival fans are constantly criticising you for your defensive abilities. People constantly telling him he can't defend. Moving to the best team in the world is a pretty good way of shutting them up. It's a pretty good way of proving them wrong. If he can't defend, why does Real Madrid want him? Sure, if he would have got us a bit of money as well, that would have been ideal, but negotiating with FSG, I couldn't possibly imagine how mind-numbingly difficult that is, and I think he just wanted to get out. As soon as Klopp left, and the fact he can now play with his best mate, you can kind of see that he wanted to leave. I don't hate him for it. I know some people do. He's still one of my favourite players, and I hope he does well at Real Madrid. I hope he shuts all the rival fans up and goes on to be one of the best right-backs in the world, because I think personally he already is. But a lot of people don't think he's better than Reece James, who's got cheese strings for hamstrings. I'm going to wrap that video up there. I'm sorry, this is a very different type of video to what I normally post. If this wasn't your cup of tea, I do apologise, but I hope it has reached the target audience. If you do have any thoughts and feelings, I'd love to know what they are in the comment section down below. And if you have enjoyed this type of content, then please do feel free to leave a like down below and hit the subscribe button as well. And I shall potentially do more of these in the future. But for today, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.